Welcome to the third part of the URL Shortener project. So in this part, we have two programs. One is app.jsx and one more is server.js. All right. So let's first see the React program. In this, what we have to do is we have to connect the backend, build a backend, and it accepts the long URL and convert that into short URL. Now we have to store this in MongoDB database. All right. So here again in the previous part, it has a function. The function has two state variables. Then again it checks if the URL is valid. If it is not valid, it displays enter a valid URL, and then it tries to connect with the backend, saying that input is JSON with the long URL. Now after that it tries to shorten the URL, and if there is any error, then it says error generating the short URL, and then whatever error it says is API server or server error, API error or server error. Now after that, we again have the input, that is whatever the user is entering in the text format. Now the placeholder says enter a URL to shorten. Now after all this, now we have the server.js. Okay, so what are we doing in the server.js? Here we are first creating an instance of the Express app. Now after Express, we are using both CORS and JSON, CORS and JSON. Now we have a URI, that is a MongoDB connection string is mentioned here. Now after that, we are trying to connect with the Mongo URI, that is using mongoose.connect. If it is connected, then we say MongoDB connected. If there is any error, then we say MongoDB error, and then we display the error. Now after that, we have to define the schema and the model, how the schema, the overall structure is, and what the model is. Now the schema basically says, first we have the long URL and the type is a string. The long URL is of string type, and then it is required, it is true. Now after that, we have to store the short URL as well with the required is true, that we need it. And then we use one more attribute saying unique it is true. So it should always be unique. It shouldn't match with each other. Now after that, we have to shorten the URL. So what do we do is we use the API to shorten URL. So that is, now we are using post method to send the information to the backend. Now if there is no URL provided, then we say there is error, URL is required. Now if the URL is provided, then we try to make it MD5 hashing. So what is MD5 hashing? Basically, MD5 hashing is to make it unique and consistent. So we try to generate a MD5 hash based on the first 5 characters. Now, all right. So now after that, we have to only extract the first 5 characters, and then we have to convert it into MD5 hashing. Now after that, we have to save the shortcode to the MongoDB, and then if there is no entry, then we have to wait it till it saves, and then when it gets entry, we have to convert it into short URL. Then we have to save both long and short URL. Now after that, if there is any error, then we catch the error and we display the error. Now how do we redirect the short URL to the long URL? So already have a URL, right? You have to convert. When you click on that short, it has to take you to the long URL only. But how do we do that? Is okay, then we find one, and after converting it to the short URL, then if there is short URL, then we redirect it into the long URL. Okay, so now if there is no URL, then we say short URL not found or if the short URL is found and there is something else happening, then we say server error. Okay, so now let me run the program. I hope you guys have understood the program. So the connection is established. So I'll just copy this URL and enter here. Okay, so here I have the shortened URL. So let me submit the program. When you click on this, it redirects you back to the same this URL. So as you can see, all the test cases have passed, and that's it for this video. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.